Hi, this is Matt Reynolds, and this is the week two assignment. I did case study 1.1, Cook versus Colgate University, back here in 1993. So in case study 1.1, Cook versus Colgate University, the plaintiffs were members of the Colgate University women's hockey team. Members Jennifer Baldwin Cook and Melissa Ehlers, Kristen Price, and Thayer Jacks, along with Julie Wolf, were seeking to upgrade the women's hockey team from club status to varsity status. This case alleges that the Colgate's um, Committee on Athletics were denying the women's hockey team's request for varsity status multiple times, which to them violated Title IX of the Education Amendment of 1972, as well as the 5th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. However, Colgate argued that Title IX should be measured by its overall athletic program and not by sport comparison. The initial ruling favored the plaintiffs, and Colgate was to grant varsity status to the women's hockey team. Nevertheless, Colgate appealed the ruling, arguing that the plaintiffs will graduate prior to the upcoming hockey season, thus rendering their lawsuit moot. After hearing more arguments from both sides on the interpretation of the moot doctrine, the district court's initial verdict was vacated and the court was given instructions to dismiss the action as moot. Colgate University is a private university with a male varsity ice hockey team and a female club ice hockey team. The athletic department sponsors both varsity and club teams for men's and women's sports. The differences between varsity level and club level sports are obvious. Varsity teams have greater status, receive more recognition from the university, and financial support than the club teams do. Club teams are student run and less formal, but club teams play in inferior facilities and receive less financial support from the university. However, club teams allow more students with introductory or intermediate skill levels to the opportunity to play sports in a college. The college allows any club level team the opportunity to apply for an upgrade to varsity status once every 2 years. Colgate's Committee on Athletics approves or denies the application. If it is approved, it eventually makes it to the desk of the president of the university for final approval. Applications were made by the women's hockey team in 1979, 1983, 1986, and 1988, but all those were denied. These denials eventually led to this court case where the plaintiffs alleged Colgate failed to provide a comparable ice hockey team for its female athletes and was in violation of the Title IX of Education Amendments of 1972. The regulation of the Department of Education and the 5th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. After a 3-day bench trial, the judge found Colgate University treated its women ice hockey players less favorably than its men ice hockey players without justification. He ordered the school to upgrade the women's ice hockey team to varsity status beginning with the 1993 and 1994 academic year. He also ordered the school to provide equal athletic opportunities for the women's ice hockey players. Colgate appeals, stating the most obvious argument, which is the plaintiffs will no longer play for nor attend the university for the 1993 or 1994 academic year. The plaintiffs have already graduated, making the action moot. Since there was no longer a personal stake in the case for the court to rule on, there was nothing for the court could do to readdress the injury. It is for this reason the judgment of the district court was vacated and the matter remanded to the district court with instructions to dismiss the case as moot. Now, the ruling in this case, of course, benefits this university, but the reason behind the initial lawsuit is one all athletic directors should take heed of. All programs associated within a school, whether its association is at the club or varsity level, should be equal. Moreover, if a sport or activity for one gender is not on the same level or given an opportunity to become equal, more lawsuits like this one could be filed. If the lawsuit would have been filed even a year earlier or in a different capacity where the moot doctrine would have had more relevancy, the plaintiffs in this case would have had a better chance of winning their suit.